I want to hear about more stories that involve the both of you. I'm curious. I know that you, in many ways, you both grew up poor.
Yeah.
But I'm really curious what the holidays were like once he was around.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what was some special stuff that you guys did, you know, around the holidays? Or, you know, Dad, what do you remember? What was important to you that you looked forward to at Christmas time?
I mean, I was always happy that Christmas was coming. But,
Was there food?
well,
What were you excited for exactly? What was it that was so exciting about Christmas?
yeah. Well, I grew up with my cousin, who we were like a couple months apart in age.
Mm-hmm.
Her grandparents gave her anything she wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, she wanted a pony. You hear kids saying, "I want a pony." She got a pony.
She really got
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
she
really got a pony.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I couldn't understand why I couldn't get, you know,
Why
because
Santa
I
wasn't
knew
bringing
that
you-
my parents loved me. You
Yeah.
know, I knew that as a child.
Mhm.
There was never any, but I couldn't understand how come I couldn't make out a Christmas list.
Yeah. Now did you believe in Santa? Was that?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So that was a
I-
thing between you and your cousin.
Yes. But my cousin, you know, which we grew up like brother and sister.
Yeah,
we
we did.
knew. I mean, she was more of a tomboy. We played ball together, you know. We were at each other's house, you know, all the time.
Yeah.
Went to school together. Anyway, I could not understand why I couldn't write out a Christmas list.
Yeah.
You know. You know, I didn't get that part because I just figured everybody. I didn't understand poor. I just
Yeah.
thought we didn't have
That was
a
your
lot.
baseline. That
Yeah.
was what you understood.
Yes.
And that was what so many people around you
Yes,
were.
yes. So it never sunk in why she got a pony. You know what I mean? Or every time her grandparents come to see her, they was always bringing her something. You know, and stuff like that. That never really sunk in. You know, I just accepted that.
And yet
As
Christmas,
that was just life, you know.
and yet Christmas was exciting.
Yes, but Christmas was always because my dad was a pastor. You know, people gave the preacher, you know, things, you know, for the family. And I remember one time, the people of the church had brought us food.
Mhm.
And there were bags of food, grocery bags, and they had moon pies. Somebody put moon pies in there. I could not believe I never seen a moon pie, and I was allowed one. Like I don't know if it was one a day or one a couple days or whatever. I was ecstatic. I thought this is the greatest thing I ever seen in my life was this moon pie, and that was something that stood out big time.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I consider I had an awesome childhood. I consider because of my parents. You know, I consider that I had an elevated childhood. I really did. Even though, you know, you didn't have what everybody else had, I still felt, and I know it was because of the love.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you're taken care of, it's not about what you have, you know, physically. You know, it's about the love.
Yeah.
You know, and from other people, you know, that was around. You know, in church and in my family, you know, the George family, you know. But it was the home life, you know. I felt that, you know. You always feel the best when you're sitting on your parents' lap when you're young, you know, and their arms around you. And I didn't have to ask for that; it just happened, you know. So
When Steve was
Yeah.
a baby,
uh,
and I used to carry him around, my sister said to me, his head is so round. And my mom said, that's because it never hits the pillow. She said, you're always carrying him around. And it was true, I guess. She said, his head is so round. I remember one time Wes told me he never got a present.
yeah,
At
Yeah.
Christmas time when he was little. He never knew what a present was. I guess they didn't have enough to give 7 kids a present.
Yeah.
And he said one year a relative came to visit from Baltimore and brought him a knife. He got a penknife. And he said, I thought I was rich.
Mm-hmm.
It meant everything in the world.
mm-hmm.
And he brought them each some kind of candy.
An orange, you got an orange.
An
too,
orange,
so, yeah.
but he got a piece of candy a day. They give all the kids a piece of candy a day till it was gone. We didn't have anything, but I thought that was,
Uh-huh.
really harsh.
Was there any things that you did around the holidays once you were married, once you had Steve, that you started to do like your own traditions? There was something that you started that maybe you hadn't done before that was new or anything like that?
What do we do? Well, we always had a tree. We always trimmed the tree.
Mm-hmm.
When Steve,
Which was a step up since in childhood you had
Yeah.
the bush, right?
It was a bush.
Yeah. Okay.
and when he was little, we did it at night after he went to bed. So when in the morning when you got up,
Yeah.
you saw the tree, and that was the big thing, I guess, was the tree. Then as he got older, he helped trim the tree, and I guess you'd say it was, and because of the church, we did things. We sang carols, and we went caroling, and took the kids caroling, and all of the traditions of Christmas we began when we were married, I guess.
I can remember getting on the back of a big truck,
Hay wagon.
or hay wagon,
Yes,
or
hay wagon.
yeah, and singing songs, going to different houses and singing songs,
Yeah.
carols or whatever, and to people that were shut in, that didn't get out much, and people would come to the door and want you to come in and da 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 da, but you usually didn't. You just went on, but that's. There's things that you don't do anymore, and you don't even think of things till you sit down and you start remembering,
Yeah.
Well, also, where you grew up
Yeah.
and the environment in which you grew up is very different than where
Oh,
somebody else
yeah.
grew up, and,
Oh,
and
yeah.
doing stuff like that is going to be
Yeah.
an experience that's unique to you.
Mm-hmm.
That someone who if they did grow up in the city, they didn't do anything like that. That's
No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, for sure.